right, welcome to Hannity. Buckle up, get ready. This is the week that we, the American people, will really get to see for the first time just how extreme, crazy, insane these democratic socialists really are. This is just a sneak preview. We got a lot more coming up tonight. Take a look.
We can cancel student loan debt for 95% of the folks who've got it.
We will demand that the wealthy and large corporations start paying their fair share of taxes.
We have to do something and reduce the student debt, which I don't have time to go into now, but we will.
This is going to be extremely ugly. You're going to be shocked by a lot of what you hear, and it's going to help Donald Trump, and you'll have a front row seat to all of it, and we're going to have a preview, real preview coming up. We'll have a rundown of the madness. That's all coming up in a Hannity special mini monologue. But first, we do begin tonight with a Fox News alert. The weaponization of intelligence, deep state abuse of power, it is now undeniable as ever. Tonight, we have brand new documents we will show you. According to these just released documents that were obtained by the American Center for Law and Justice through the Freedom of Information Act and a request they put in, we now have what is some of the clearest evidence to date of what is nothing short of a attempted coup, soft coup, against this president. These documents shed even more light on this timeline of corruption, an effort to try and undermine, well, first stop and prevent a president from winning that they didn't like and rig an election, but then afterwards to undermine a duly elected president. Now remember, a long while back, we talked about this a lot. We reported how the Obama administration in their final days vastly expanded the intelligence sharing capabilities of America's most powerful agencies. Remember, we talked about this executive order, 12333, and it was the basis of all this, and I was warning about this as far back as 2017. Now we are learning tonight that literally days before President Trump's inauguration, well, we find out the Office of the Director of National Intelligence under James Clapper was eagerly pushing to totally overhaul the sharing of raw intelligence, which expanded the sharing of this intelligence, raw intelligence, from just 3 agencies to 17. Wow. Why would they, as an outgoing administration, want to all of a sudden impose standards on the incoming administration, standards they never imposed on themselves for 8 years? That's the big question. According to new documents, well, the Director of National Intelligence Office was eager to get the new procedures, quote, signed by the Attorney General before the conclusion of this administration. And not only that, around the same time, the DNI General Counsel, his name is Robert Litt, wrote, quote, really want to get this done, and so does the boss, in a likely reference to Clapper. I don't know, maybe is any chance at all that the boss is Obama? I keep asking the question, what did Obama, Biden know? When did they know it all? Hopefully we'll get answers one day. Remember, all this Russian interference happened on the Biden-Obama watch. Even though people like Devin Nunes, former chairman, House Intel Committee, he was warning the Biden-Obama administration that Russia was going to do all of this. He was warning them in early 2014. They didn't listen. They let it happen. They did nothing. Happened on their watch, not Trump's watch. And here's the kicker. The NSA discussed in early January 2017 that it could, quote, have a signature from the AG as early as this week, certainly prior to the 20th of January. That would be the date of President Trump's inauguration. Okay, let's break this down. What does it all mean? For 8 years, the Obama administration, well, they did not allow the sharing of raw intelligence with 17 separate agencies. They only allowed 3. And then literally in the final days, just before Donald Trump is about to become president, there is a complete overhaul of our intelligence gathering apparatus to give a lot more access of the most sensitive, raw, and in many cases not even confirmed material to deep state bureaucrats without getting any input from the new incoming administration. Now, it was championed by Clapper's DNI. It was signed by Loretta Lynch, as you see there. Remember, these are some of the same people involved in the phony Russia collusion probe. And in the case of the Attorney General, what really happened on that tarmac in Phoenix, Arizona, when she says she was talking to Bill Clinton for 45 minutes about grandkids, just days before she's supposed to make a decision whether to indict his wife or not. Now, Crossfire Hurricane, Hillary's exoneration without investigation. Don't forget, vastly expanding access to this intelligence material meant it was harder to trace the information, harder to weed out the leakers, harder to hold anyone in the deep state accountable. They knew exactly what they were doing. They were trying to put the intelligence on the radar of as many people as possible so they wouldn't be able to find the people that knew what they did was an abuse of power. It was corruption at the worst level, but it's still being exposed anyway. Look at how urgent these messages are. They knew they had 2 weeks to get this done. Really? Is this what they cared about with 2 weeks to go? Deep state in a mad scramble. Looks like Clapper was leading the way. Let's take a look. Now, you combine this what we already know about, Hillary Clinton literally funneling money through a law firm, Perkins Coie, then hiring an op research firm, then hiring a guy by the name of Christopher Steele. Christopher Steele puts together a bunch of documents, becomes a dossier, the dirty Russian dossier that was used to rig the 2016 election like they rigged the primary and stole it from Bernie Sanders. He had no shot from the beginning. The same people involved in unmasking, the secret informants, it's all coming into focus. It's now getting clearer every day. They're not getting away with this. We told you the curtain was being lifted. It is. We told you. You heard the Attorney General, Lindsey Graham. Act 1, the Mueller report, whether they want to, I dropped my pen, whether they want to believe it, is gone. Act 2 now, the deep state, the conspiracy theory Democrats and the media mob, they know that the day of reckoning is absolutely near. Look at, the cowardly Schiff, who's panicking because he's, quote, running out of time to interview Mueller and continue with his endless conspiracy theories, his hoax, his lies. The great irony is every time I look at this idiot who won't come on our show, we've offered him 4 straight hours, 3 hours radio, 1 hour TV, is that he's the only one that we have on tape conspiring with a Russian or someone he thinks is a Russian about getting dirt to influence our elections. Yeah, that would be the cowardly Schiff. Take a look.
We have been in private discussions with the special counsel's office. It's not clear that he will refuse to come in voluntarily. We are negotiating what the conditions of that appearance might be. But yes, we are running out of time. It's my hope that we'll reach a final conclusion. Either he's going to come in voluntarily, or we're going to have to subpoena him. I hope that we'll reach that decision this week because we want to have him come in during July. And I think that's going to be the case, Jake, whether it's voluntarily or involuntary by subpoena.
We actually have a dossier on the cowardly Schiff. Just his own words, his own lies, his own conspiracy theories that he digs a deeper hole every day with. Mark my words, we're inching closer and closer to holding those who abuse power and those that lied like him and the media mob accountable.